Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome back to It Moves. Previously on It Moves, we went for 2 more dreams, and now we're supposedly at the most frightening dream this child has ever experienced. Woof. So it seems like we've ended up in Heavenly Hosts this time. And our awful piano playing is nightmarish in itself. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. What is that? You are good. I am pretty good. Even if you don't know why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. I don't know about this classroom. This one seems pretty cool, actually. We got dinosaurs. I think these look almost like the Egyptian eye, kind of hieroglyphic thing. Comic books. And Duck Dynasty. So that's a cool classroom. The sounds of screams are awful. They are even worse when they are your own. I should check the rest of the rooms first. Knock knock. Very literal. Ooh, shit. That is some shit. God. That looked like... It looked like one of the ghosts from this horror manga. Anything in here? I really don't like this place. It's so weird. School rules. Locked. This really reminds me of Heavenly Host. And... You know, you guys are actually kind of cool and cute looking in a weird way. Like an armadillo riding a giant sheep cow. Where the hell am I? Things don't look too good. Always with the mazes. When in doubt, go right. I feel like there's a jump scare right at the end of this. I can just feel it coming. It's just waiting around the corner. Waiting for me to get up there. They have my guard down. What the hell? I have no idea. I can't tell if they're some kind of fish heads. And you're an evil Mickey Mouse. Let the dark consumerist ritual begin. Now you are part of the Mickey Mouse Club. Oh! That dream sounded quite painful. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. Alright then. Dad, what if I told you I have these horrible nightmares every night? And occasionally my bottom bunk shakes. And it makes weird noises. Weird, uncomfortable noises. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door, and the walls, some toys on a shelf, and... Even to this day I shudder to think of it, for there was no noise. No rustling of sheets, no movement at all. The room felt lifeless, yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk. It was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. I lay motionless. If I could not scream, I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it. I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline. I could feel its presence, but I dare not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me. A sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless, in the darkness, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise. A sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point. A moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this intimately deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered the crucifix. My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I had either knocked it off the top bunk, or it... I could not even bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I'd lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is, and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I'd make it to the door? What if it is faster than me? Or should I slowly slip out of that top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that it had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. Oh God, it's the most horrible things. A water level.
I think in a lot of ways, being underwater like this is just kind of a natural, terrifying fear. So you don't need like devils or demons or anything to make this scary. It's just the lack of light, the alien foreign world, the possible predators that would eat the hell out of you down there, or things that are undiscovered that would eat the hell out of you down there. It's just, I'm surprised more horror games have not tried to make a giant kind of underwater abyss theme. Because it just seems like it would design itself. God, this is Echo the Dolphin. Welcome to the machine. Hey, Dad. Jellyfish. Dad? Why are you in my nightmares that involve jellyfish and fish in general? Oh my god, this is cool. Captain Fedor Fielding. I'm just gonna kind of summarize this. It's a lot of text. So he's just basically describing the fear of the water and the darkness and the abyss like I was talking about. The true fear of the dark, the pitch black water, and the deepest point of the ocean and whatnot in the Mariana Trench. Fear of suffocating. Let's see. It's using like laughter and children's stories to describe it. Fear of the unknown, like I also was mentioning. And of all the... Let's see, here's this thing here. That means we only even know what 11% of the creatures in the ocean are. So, fear of a giant squid. More giant than usual. Now he's, let's see, describing more of the same thing. Fear of flying insects. Fear of being caught. He's kind of equating the flying insects brushing up against you to things brushing up against you in the water, but the only difference is you can't see what brushed up against you in the water. And another description that essentially says that, if you're in the water, a giant squid or a shark is basically gonna kick your ass because they're designed for kicking your ass in the water. And there's a comparison with, like, how we get our asses kicked by bears. Overall, pretty much exactly what I was talking about, though. Giant anglerfish. That's a real picture. I recognize that one. Oh, your base has been designed quite well. It just has a walkway just leads into the water. And now I'm being swallowed by the Sarlacc pit. Dad, why did you abandon me? This is all kind of symbolism for the deepest points of the ocean. Like you're falling down with a holy shit! I just carried the blanket off. I think I bugged that out. Oh, that ruins it. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me. That I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me. Maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory into the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could. I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold, something which felt unmistakably like God's hand. I held my breath in terror, as I was sure it must have now known that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with a hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if even I so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled at my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of the strangled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. That's a title drop, if you didn't notice. This world looks like a giant painting. That's interesting. I saw a discussion the other night that was basically about paintings like these, I forget what the painter's name was, but why there wasn't more horror games that designed their world around that scenery, that kind of overwhelming, surreal, almost just makes you kind of feel small imagery. And I would probably have to agree with them. Very tasteful music to go with our meat world. See, I don't even find this area that scary. This reminds me just of, I think, Gradius. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. This just looks like one of your obligatory meat worlds, or body worlds you would ever face in old shoot-em-ups. At the end, it'd be some kind of eye core or something you gotta blow apart. But if I came across this dream world, I don't think I'd find it that scary. There's a weird sense of logic to it. A weird one, but there's a sense of logic there. At a crossroads in life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroads if you will, but if you'll not choose, I'll move on without you. So you don't want me going anywhere? Now this area is actually a little more horror based. Let's play music. Alright, here we go. incoming. You know, coming from playing Freddy not too long ago, I'm just imagining he's around the corner. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip of my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which the bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, like a spider striking from its lair. That was kind of creepy. Suddenly, its grip moved from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes, as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up writhing and contorting under the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me, into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried, and suddenly my voice returned to me. Yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why I was so eager to suddenly strike. Why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up to my chest. Its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features. I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and as cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. Always believe in the sun, and it will protect you. I awoke to my father offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now. I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I had believed would stop that thing from taking my bed. Little did I think they would try to take mine, and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frostbitten night, I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be, vibrating violently. I lay there, sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. So there was something there. What was it? Was it something that just haunted the room? I don't get it. But if the parents moved out and couldn't stand it, then that's not good. It's not good at all. I suppose it doesn't need to be explained. It was just something that really disliked anyone who entering that room. Like a dream demon of some kind. This world just goes on forever. I thought it was just gonna be the credits, but it keeps going. And it gets darker. So that's it for It Moves. It Moves was a decent game. The dreams didn't have much connection aside from just being kind of surreal and spooky. I know this is pretty much 1-1 lifted from a creepypasta, and after I played the game I went and read it just to make the comparison. The only main difference is this one flushes it out a little more, and obviously has the dreams you experience yourself. But aside from that, it's pretty much the same story. And I think it's a bit of a relatable story for a lot of people. I think a lot of people have experienced, myself included, the kind of weird periods of your life where your dreams are just kind of very out there, and not really purely scary, but they're kind of out there, and things kind of get out of hand, if you know what I mean. Like the story itself, the original anyway, the threat is not explained. It's never quite said if it's an actual supernatural event or if it's just coincidence. It's got that kind of vagueness, which is probably for the better, because the horror inherently is a fear of the unknown, and as soon as you find out it's some kind of dream demon or something, then that goes out the window, and then you're calling the Pope, and then you're stocking up on holy war all over the place, and you have a holy shotgun, and you just handle it. But in the end, a overall cool game that pretty much doesn't rely on the old key puzzle kind of wandering around hub area formula, and I'm glad I played it. Anyway, so thank you all for watching me play It Moves. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.